So yes, Money in the Bank 2023. We got oh the men's first. I'm just gonna jump straight in. What did you think?
I don't think there was. I thought
Is
it
it?
was a decent ladder match. Ladder
Yeah.
matches are always tough. There's always so, especially in Money in the Bank, because there's so many guys. It's kind of like the Royal Rumble, but with ladders in the ring as well. So it can get sloppy at times and a bit orchestrated because it is like they are setting up for spots in the future as they're going, especially in the beginning. They're setting up for spots for 5 minutes, 10 minutes from that point. So it's kind of like a little bit of like, well, we know what's going to happen here. Well, they did it with enough time in between to like make you kind of forget. Like we had that spot with Ricochet and Logan Paul with the tables. Those tables were set up like 10 minutes before that, or however long. And it was like to like the last second when it was like, oh shoot, they're about to go through those tables. Um, I mean, if we're talking about if I'm happy who won it, Damian Priest who won, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, especially the way the stories are going. I like that. I think he deserved to have that opportunity for sure.
Well, I mean, I was waiting for them to call it to change it on the fly and let LA Knight win.
I would have been
Um,
okay with that too,
yeah.
but yeah, that didn't happen. But it's like I can also understand why. Although going in, I picked LA Knight to win, and I picked him when he first got into it. Maybe even before they even got him into the match. I'm like, LA Knight needs to be in Money in the Bank. Like, hey, they need to start doing something more with him, something bigger. He deserves it. He's put in a lot of work and he's good at what he does. And then once all the guys were announced that were going to be in it, he was really the only one that I could think of that could like carry that Money in the Bank as part of his gimmick as well, and be able to do it well and for a longer period of time rather than everyone else. I mean, realistically, who else would there have been? I didn't think Santos was going to win it. I didn't think Ricochet was going to win it.
When
Logan
was the last
Paul,
time you thought Ricochet was going to win a match?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Um, but like they're like those guys like no, I'm not. Shinsuke, not really, just because they really haven't been doing anything with it, like storyline wise. Even LA Knight, I mean, really, people have just been cheering for him and wanting him to win. But as far as on screen and storyline wise, he's not in any storylines. So yeah, with like Damian Priest, it's like okay, now he wins it. Oh shoot, what if Finn beats Seth later tonight? Is Priest gonna cash in on Finn? Or, like so, like there's that it fits into a storyline with Damian Priest having the Money in the Bank now. Um, but I mean, but LA Knight, I think that he would have. I think it would have fit his character to be carrying around a briefcase, maybe like kind of back when he was in NXT and he was the $1 million champion. You know, he had Ted DiBiase on his side, and he just had that gimmick where he was a jerk, but I don't know. I just feel like the briefcase would have fit him. Um, but would have fit him. I don't know. It's well, all night thing right now. It's really in a weird mix. Like you want him to win, but you kind of want more of a foundation for him to officially take that next step off of. You want a foundation for him moving forward, and I think that's hopefully, but they need to do that quick. They need to do that at least this like I mean we're a week after there was already Raw, there was already SmackDown, and LA Knight wasn't on TV at all this week. Um, I don't know, but
It doesn't
overall, I
seem.
mean,
Go ahead.
overall, I was just saying, just overall, it was good. It was a decent match. I mean, the spots that they had, like the spotty spots, they
The
weren't too
spot.
bad.
I like that. The spotty
Um,
spots.
well, because I mean, the whole match is all spots, but then you have the spotty spots, which are like a little bit, you have the Ricochet Logan Paul off the rope. You have the Ricochet
Spotty
twice.
spots. That's what my girlfriend has every time of the month. Or once.
Right, and they're
Spotty
different than
spots.
regular. They're different than their normal spots.
Yeah, they sting.
No, right.
Yeah.
But like Butch had his spotty spot, climbing up the ladder and doing his big. But um, yeah, Butch was another one where I'm like, he's not gonna win it. But he had a good showing. Even the guys like that I know aren't gonna win. As long as they put up a good showing, then I'm fine with it. Um, but yeah,
I think
was
Butch's joy manipulation it just seems right, you know? Like
it
what he
does
did.
because he does it very well.
Oh, it was a lot better than just about everybody that was in that ladder. When they faced each other on top of the ladder and start punching each other.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the joint manipulation worked the best there. I saw Ricochet and I was like I understand what Ricochet is and he's incredibly talented. Um, I don't really like when you're setting up for shit and somebody punches you or somebody hits you just in general, but you're still like you're pretending that you've been hit, but then you're also looking to set up the ladder properly. Really takes me out of the moment, man. And
Mm,
that happens with Ricochet a lot. Because but that's not to diminish his athletic ability, which is incredible, and I
right,
understand what he
right.
is, and it takes me out of it. I feel like Ricochet, he's there as like an attraction. He's a guy that's flipping. It's like, fuck, man, that's impressive. It's incredible. As far as like suspension of disbelief, I feel like you're asking a lot of me in a Ricochet match. Personally, I have difficulty in a Ricochet match. Um, Logan
Mm,
Paul was fucking. He was funny. It's nice to have actually, and this is gonna sound strange, but it's nice to have somebody who's like a who hasn't gone through the same system, if you will, maybe who hasn't like he just kind of jumped right in. I'm
mm.
sure he
Yeah.
went to the performance center and learned all these things, but he has his own performance capability ability,
Mhm.
which immediately makes him more sincere because that's what I always look for. So to
Right.
me, Logan Paul was a highlight of this match.
Oh yeah, yeah.
um, Granted, he's still does the fucking spots, he's there. He's gonna go 1-on-1 with Ricochet, and I don't know if that's to prove to himself or whatever. And he can do a lot of them, and he's very incredibly athletic himself, and he's sincere. And then you had that spot where he went almost head first through a table, and that spot to me was like, wow, okay. Um, Clearly he couldn't set himself up, and Ricochet was going. He's like, we're not gonna wait here for you to put both your feet on that second rope
It
or
was like
around.
there wasn't, because it was almost safer for Ricochet to go than to not. I mean, there was that momentum was already like going forward. You try to slow it down, but you can't. Like, there's no, you gotta go. Either you're coming with me, or you're just gonna like just throw me, whatever.
But
Ricochet
that's
was
what.
going no matter what.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like you're gonna set up for these things, and like anytime they don't pay out or they don't work out, you can get hurt,
Mhm.
which is gonna put you out of commission, and B, you're gonna get hurt, and it's gonna look like shit. It just
Right, and then
it
it,
God, it's like I
it
don't want to
did, but
shit on them on that, like because they're incredible, like that athleticism is incredible, and that's not what I'm shitting on. I was like,
that's what that's why they're booked in this match. It's kind of like Kofi Kingston in the Royal Rumble now. Like, he's booked in these matches not to win it, but to have the spotty spot.
yeah, a spotty spot.
And
Sure, an attraction.
and, it,
Okay,
and,
an
and if it
attraction.
works, then great. And if not,
Then you
not
just
so
watch a
great. And
fucking
it's
train
and
wreck.
it's and it's right, but and it's instantly forgettable.
Yeah,
And then you have a spot like this
it's not
where
forgettable. That's not
Logan
forgettable.
Paul's like just slipped right at the beginning, and he pretty much just you know slipped, went all the way off the ropes pretty much. But then he climbs back on the ropes, and then they did what they did the best that they could have doing it. They could have easily just not done it, but that's he's not the guy that's gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna not do it. I gotta do it. Like, but they did. They happened. They showed replay once, and that was it. I don't. It's not like It's not. It's like a forgettable thing. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be mentioned again, um, but it wasn't a big. It wasn't a big mistake or anything. No one got hurt. Thank God. It was. They could have. They could have went. They could have definitely went the wrong way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. They could have had the tables set up the way Logan Paul had them set up.
right.
Then Ricochet couldn't have. He couldn't break that table, so Logan Paul wouldn't land on his fucking head, on his neck, just bending his head
So,
backwards.
so
So
thank
Damian
thank Priest
Priest,
for that.
that's right. He's like, no, turn him around.
Priest, Priest is like the 2023 MVP of the year. But, and that could be another reason that he's getting this opportunity as well. Is like a freaking, hey man, like you deserve, like they're like rewarding him for the work that he's done, like having a freaking great match against Bad Bunny. Um, you know, just he's Priest has been doing good. He's stepped his game up a lot since the whole Judgment Day thing. So, um, yeah, I was perfectly fine with him winning. He was my second choice of winning. I would have liked the LA Knight to win,
Yeah.
but then it's like if he did win, where's he gonna go? Like, what's the like? Where would LA Knight put his focus on? That would
LA
make sense.
Knight
That would
is
make
not
sense, right?
planned. LA Knight was
Right.
not
That's
planned,
right. Exactly.
and
They don't
that's
know
what
what
we're
they're doing.
seeing.
Right. And that's why it's like something needs to. Like if they're gonna do anything with him, I don't know if this is gonna last. This just him being so over is gonna like how long is this like
You
gonna
keep
push
saying
him?
that. You keep saying
Yeah.
that, and I'm gonna tell you something. He's on his way to be a megastar, bro.
Right. I just need to and it's like the announcers, they're acknowledging it, so they're making people watching it understand. Like even the people that aren't like might not watch it every week, but they made them understand like people are rooting for him, people
Well, let
want
me.
him to win.
So,
Um,
well, the last time I saw LA Knight was him fighting Bray Wyatt. That's the last time I remember seeing like LA Knight as LA Knight.
right.
And I don't remember seeing him much at all. And then all of a sudden, I mean, granted, I don't watch it every week, but I'll catch up. Like I'll watch the clips and stuff.
It just
And
come out of nowhere. Like it's just like they start rooting for people that
yeah,
like they just want people they want different people to win, and they start rooting for them, and it just carries on. Like
well, with once you hear the crowd repeat, yeah, that was it.
right.
I was like, oh shit, that's it. He's in. He's fucking in.
Exactly. But now it's like in the hands of WWE. Like it's in the hands of creative now.
I it,
It's like, do you go with
I
this
don't
guy?
know if
Like
I don't know if they can fuck this up. Like that's where I'm at with him. I don't know if he can fuck it up because he's popping, man. He's popping like incredible. It's like
as
he
long as
almost
he
feels
doesn't
like,
like, he's got to be a face. That's another thing too.
well, when you pop like that, it's really hard to be anything but.
Right.
It's
But
like
like he hasn't. But like I think it's gone so fast that he himself and his character haven't even caught up to that change yet. Really.
you know what was
Like,
interesting.
yeah.
Um, when so we watched him. It might have been a couple of months ago. Now, um, it was a newly little fresher LA Night after the whole Max Dupree shit. Um, the model, the male model thing.
Yeah.
Um, and even then, he was trying it. He just kept saying, "Yeah," like, and it didn't catch on. It didn't catch on. And then all of a sudden, the audience just went. He stuck to it, and it caught on, man.
Exactly.
And he, it, so there's a lot of like what makes me think partly why he's there is because of there's there's a mixture of rock in there. There's a mixture of Stone Cold Steve Austin in there.
He
Eh,
has he has a catchphrase. He
let me talk
has
to you.
well, then he's got that. He's got the yeah. He's
Yeah.
got just his L.A. Night chant.
Eh,
You
LA
know,
Night fits like it's got that like RVD LA Night.
right.
Like it's like
All you gotta do is put yeah on a T-shirt and people will buy
yeah, I mean,
it.
but that's like
Like,
I've always said, man. I've always fucking said this. It's a matter of including the audience in the show. Like
right.
if some of the greatest performers, some of the greatest that have been in the ring always include the audience. The Rock, people just repeat after him. Like um so they like everything The Rock says, all of his catchphrases, people love to finish his sentences, you know.
Mhm.
So like people like love to tell people that it doesn't matter. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, they just want to finish him. So they're
Right.
involved. With Stone Cold, he
Right.
asked the crowd literally, "Give me a
Right.
hell yeah, hell yeah." Hogan, he asks the crowd with his hands. Boom. He's always asking. He's got the ear. Boom. Tell me, tell me. He's involved in the crowd, and it's like it's interesting to me that So many of the wrestlers don't. Like they don't. You don't necessarily have to like be like that, I guess, but at that point you have to be dominant. There's other ways around it, but L.A. Knight has sincerely gotten to that
I mean, I
point,
don't know.
man.
It might happen more than. I mean, now you got Seth Rollins in his song.
But that's it. Like
Got
people enjoy his
Reigns,
song with the
Acknowledge Me.
with the yeah. See,
Cody
yeah,
Rhodes in a song. Uh,
yeah. They sing his song too. Yeah.
Drew McIntyre with his countdown
Uh,
to the whatever his freaking finisher is,
uh,
Claymore
um.
kick.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about
But
that one. Drew McIntyre's
yeah,
on the edge. He's always
well,
been on that edge.
he does the 3, 2, 1 countdown, so he gets the crowd involved.
Okay.
You know, the
Okay.
Miz, he still gets people like
Well, the Miz
he
is
still
just
gets
purely
he
annoying.
still yeah, but I think he's turning the corner here.
Well, it's
He's
like,
like, I hope so at least.
how
'Cause,
long has he been telling people he's awesome? Eventually, somebody's
oh,
gonna be
forever.
like,
He,
awesome.
who's he feuding with now? Oh, Champa. Um, but Champa's bringing out like the Miz of old, like the freaking the Miz that doesn't take shit. He's bringing that character out of him. But anyway, back to Money in the Bank. Um,
Okay, how many
yeah,
toilet
oh
paper rolls are we
solid.
giving it?
Uh,
A solid. Cause I'm going with like, if I could
I'll go
give it two
three.
and a half, yeah. If I could give 2.5, I would.
I'll go three. I'm not gonna go four.
You
I'm
and
not
me,
gonna go five.
you and me both. I'll go
I'll
with
go three.
three.
It was solid. It wasn't anything like too so good. You know, it wasn't like there wasn't that many memorable spots and
The
stuff.
memorable spot is a fuck up. That's the
Or
memorable
number,
spot of this. But it's like that's just it. All these spots, and you're like, meh, you
or
know.
they do and they do like this weird camera angle when they're just really trying to hide like the surprise person coming up the ladder and like when LA Knight was grabbing like they just had that camera angle perfect to
You
where
mean
you
they
don't
zoom
see
in?
yeah and then you don't see Priest at all until he reaches up and
Yeah,
like which
yeah.
sometimes I'd rather see what's going on from a far view of
Well, you used
everything.
to be able to tell, because I mean they used to have it wider, but you used to be able to tell at uh, how fast they would climb the
Right.
ladder. But I
Yeah.
tell you what, I want one place where I would give this match props is none of them were except Shinsuke. Shinsuke had issues climbing that ladder. Everyone else was climbing that ladder with urgency, like which was better than I would say 99% of ladder matches I have seen.
Yeah, there wasn't like too much like
Uh,
really
uh,
struggling to place a ladder and get it underneath
Pussyfooting.
the bell and yeah, we'll probably see some of that in the future here. But
Well, we're about to watch the
um,
ladies, so we can see how fast they're climbing.
uh,
But this is one thing where this match excelled was, hey man, anytime anybody climbed the ladder, outside of them not actually reaching for the contract
yeah,
and trying to fuck up the other person,
yeah,
um, where it was like, Butch, so you got a chokehold from the back on Santos Escobar. You're elevated enough to where you can choke him and reach, you know? But he decided to just choke him, and they just, like, that was weird to me. Maybe I'm just asking too much, but it's like
they
he got lifted, like,
they had to find some way to navigate for that ladder spot.
maybe. Yeah,
So like
okay. I realize I'm too picky with that.
yeah,
It just,
yeah,
to me, it's like,
that's the only thing.
it takes me out
Um,
of that suspension of disbelief, man. It's like, ah. But it's tough. It's a
They,
ladder match.
like,
But
like
anyway,
I said, they do enough to they do it enough span of time, like, and they do enough in between them setting up and then actually where that spot is done. There's a lot going on in between that time to make you kind of forget about it.
mm,
And like, just like for me, like I knew the spot was coming. I didn't realize it until I was about to call him Pete Dunne until Butch had Santos and laying on the ladder, and then there was just like that little like split second too long. You're like, oh, they're waiting for Ricochet. And and even that was a cool, well, not really cool, but even that camera angle, you didn't see Ricochet at all until he was jumping off that rope. Like, so they're really focusing on like these camera angles and zoom ins, and it's not bad, but yeah, it was solid. They started off hot, and the crowd wasn't happy at the end.
no, they weren't. Which is
But
fine if they're booing or they're cheering. It's fine.
exactly. I mean, well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, if Priest won and he got cheered, that would be a little weird. Because then,
Well,
like,
they
that's
sure
his
wanted
champion.
LA Knight to win, though, didn't they?
Yes. And now they got it. WWE needs to keep wanting people. You know, they got to keep the people wanting him to win
Mm.
until they do something with him. It's just, but then again, it's like they force these hands. They force the hands to do something, but if the hands don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. Like, so that's the whole thing.
If the hands don't want to jerk off,
It's like I
you
don't want to see LA Knight versus Theory. Like, I don't want to see that
versus who?
Theory.
Oh,
And it's not like they're setting up for that or anything. I don't know, but like that's I'm just trying to think of because that's the thing. LA Knight he hasn't been on a direction. Like he's not on the path of anything
you know why?
storyline
Because he
because it
was
just came out
flying above it. He was
came out
flying
of
to the
no.
front of the line.
So that's where I think like somewhere like Royal Rumble, but then it's like Royal Rumble is like 6 months away. So we have a lot of time to
I
Royal
think
Rumble.
if there's anyone
Um,
that's gonna get this championship,
so
I think Damian Priest is gonna get screwed out of this deal. Just like he's gonna get, I think he's gonna almost feel like Otis
yeah,
treatment.
I don't. I hope not. I want him to win. He deserves to win
Well,
somehow.
I don't think LA Knights has done him any favors. So,
Oh no, no, that's where I'm just like I think we should have saw LA Knight.
hmm.
Well, I don't even know where he is. I think he's on SmackDown. I don't know where he's on. I don't know where he's rostered. Like that's the thing. I don't remember where. I think he's rostered on Raw. But he wasn't on Raw. Like he needs to be on this coming up week.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
and I don't want there to be like a heel like oh he got screwed out of it or anything. Like I don't know. I don't even know what I want. But I like LA Knight. So anyways. So that's what, 6 toilet paper rolls?
6 toilet paper rolls out of 10.
Not bad.
Listen, yeah. That's
That's
our
enough.
middle. That's our
That's
middle
enough.
usually.
That should be enough for the week.
Unless you have a bidet, then it's a couple of weeks.
Uh,
All right. Well, this has been MJ with Big D, and we are the Jawbers. That is JAWBERS. Check us out, jawbers.com or thejawbers.com. Love you. Bye.